The indie scene, as in indie developers. Is it a good thing or not? Hi everybody, welcome back to Daily Gamer Opinion. I am Joe the Widget, and today I'm talking about the indie scene, as an indie development. It has been a big boom of it since the last 6 years, give or take a year, and to the point of being a huge big deal. People who think that they can develop and because they can know how to code, throw their hand in the pot, creating a lot of garbage, and then there's people who have been a pro in the scene, who've been in the game industry, trying out their hand at it as well, also making garbage. And the rare few making gems, diamonds amongst the coal. Those diamonds amongst the coal almost make it worth it. They really do. And there are a few diamonds I will be talking about today. But first I want to talk about the real problem with the indie scene. For one, it creates a flood of bad games. A massive flood. I am a firm believer that companies like Steam really need to have a filtering process that's better than what they have for indie development projects. For a while, they'd just let anybody in and just go to town and let it go through. They did create a filtering process, which is going green, but it still is a little bit lacking in what, basically in how they filter the games and what comes through. I am personally beyond tired of pixel graphics, 16-bit, 32-bit graphics that need to go bye-bye. And they call it being artsy or stylized, but the truth is, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. I never do. But the truth is, the reason why they do that is because they don't want to hire an artist or two or three. They don't want to share what little profits they might earn. And I know a few people who think that they can make a game all by themselves and prefer doing that without a team. Those people are delusional. Sorry to say it, but it's true. They need to get over themselves and hire artists and people who know how to do things better than they do in certain fields. Trust me, I know a lot of people like that. And they've put out games that got nowhere because they're 16-bit clones of other titles. And the clones is the next big example of the big problem with the indie scene, like huge problem. How many Minecraft clones are there? At last count, I counted 260 plus. That is god-awful. And none of them were good. I think the only one that was decent, that was fun, that was kind of a Minecraft clone, was Dragon Quest Builders. That game was a lot of fun, but it was not done by an indie company. It was done by an actual development studio. And it came out great. Now, Minecraft was an indie game, and it was done by a team, and the graphics were terrible. But the thing about Minecraft is it was so unique in what it provided that the graphics didn't matter. And even then, you could change the graphics by just putting in texture packs. They call it something different now, but and the fact that they kept it so open source that people like me, which I did at one point, when I did a podcast called Minecraft Off the Record, was I developed a server that took Minecraft and redid it, rearranged it, made a MMORPG out of it, with a story, with quests, with NPCs, with rare drop weapons and loot and things like that didn't occur in normal Minecraft. That's what made that game so popular and a huge success. There have been some great successes in the indie scene, and that is what makes the indie scene worthwhile to me, is the fact that those diamonds, like I was talking about earlier, diamonds in the coal that really shine, that do something different and unique and fun. Subnautica, that's another one that is a diamond amongst the coal. It's indie developed and it's done well. The Eutheros project, we're not really indie, we're too big for that, to be honest. But there is a lot of companies and games out there that are indie developed that are successful, that people really like. Heck, even some of the biggest games in the world, like Dota 2, started out as an indie port. Indie means independent developer, someone who doesn't work for any of the major big box companies. I've worked for major big box companies most of my life, my adult life, and I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. There's no way in the world I would attempt to do an indie title on my own. I'm a designer. My coding is crap. My art, yeah. I would hire people out to do that for me. I wouldn't do it myself. I know better. I would want to make sure that I had a team of 10 to 15 people or more, depending on what the project is, to make the game perfect for you guys. I do have a game idea that maybe one day I'll share with you that did start a little bit of development, but then kind of got put to the wayside because I had other things I was doing. But it was a very unique style, and I designed it to be that way, and could have been a lot of fun. Who knows? Maybe it'll come out someday. Maybe I'll sell the idea. I don't know. But yeah, indie development can be a wonderful thing if they get over themselves, stop doing clones, stop trying to make an already successful game better, because that game was successful for a reason, and you're not going to change that. Do something different and unique. Ark was a great idea. It almost became a diamond until they didn't know what they were doing. And what made Ark fail, in my mind, it hasn't really failed too much. I mean, it was successful in the launch, or in the early alpha, or early access, you could call it, because they were smart and they put their game out to a bunch of YouTubers and streamers for free and said, hey, check it out. Which then got the attention of a lot of people, but then they didn't continue with the game correctly. And what I mean by that is, they didn't fix the problems of the game. Instead, they kept adding and adding and adding and adding, and they keep adding and adding. They don't fix the problems. There's problems in that game that have existed since their early access launch that shouldn't be there. And Subnautica is kind of leaning towards that, where they need to stop for a little bit, stop adding stuff, and actually fix the problems of the game. That's got to be the priority. And then you can add things as you go and make sure they don't break the game. There's problems with the game. It's crashing, things like that need to be fixed before you can even think about launching. I know that Ark would never have launched from a big box in this condition. Never. Too many bugs. Too many Class A, Class B bugs. It would never have launched. And they keep adding, they don't fix. And that's a big problem with indie companies right now, is the fact that they don't know the process of video game development. They really don't. And it's biting them in the butt. Bugs are something you can't have in a game. I know that there's patches and things like that, but bugs almost ruined Elder Scrolls Online in its launch. And that's a big box title. But they did fix it. They fixed it very, very well, and it's an amazing game now. Very good game. The top MMO in the world currently, and it deserves it. So, any developers, if you're watching, you need to make sure that you, one, have a unique idea, something that's not out there already, or a unique take on an existing idea. Not like a Minecraft clone. For the love of God, don't do that. And make sure you have a good team, a qualified team. Don't try to do it yourself and your buddy, or yourself and a couple buddies, and think you can pull it off, and release it with 16-bit 2D side scroller garbage. Stop! Don't do it. We're not 1986, all right? We're not 1992. Stop it. And 3, fix your problems. First and foremost, fix the problems with the game, and then add to it. But make sure you fix the game. That was my 2 cents on indie, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions about it or want to add to the discussion, please comment below, and I will be glad to look at it. If you guys want to suggest topics, please put them in the comments, or you can email the show. I'll put the email at the end of the show, so you can email us directly. And yeah, keep on gaming, everybody, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.